Sophie, and welcome to my crib.
All right, we're definitely going to the water.
Okay.
We have arrived here at our first location for the first shoot. Come with us.
Oh, that's great.
Sophie, and welcome to my crib.
All right, we're definitely going to the water.
Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. So yeah, we've got to talk about Sophie Cunningham because, honestly, she's turning into one of the most interesting names in WNBA free agency right now, and not necessarily for the reasons people usually think. Now, straight up, I'm going to say this clearly, the odds of Sophie Cunningham re-signing with the Indiana Fever are very high. Like, we're not talking 50-50 here. This feels more like one of those situations where everything is quietly lining up behind the scenes. And even more interesting than that, the odds of her taking a pay cut to stay, also pretty high. And I know some people are immediately like, no way she's taking less money. But there's actually a very logical reason why she might. This isn't just speculation, it's about understanding how the modern WNBA economy actually works, especially for players who have built a strong off-court presence. Because here's the thing. Sophie Cunningham, right now, is making money in ways that go way beyond her on-court contract. We're seeing her get media opportunities. We're seeing her step into broadcasting spaces, working games, being visible, building a brand. That's not accidental. That's a player who understands leverage. And on top of that, now she's showing up in places like the Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition, which, let's be honest, that's not just a cool feature, that's exposure on a completely different level. And what's interesting is, this isn't something she had earlier in her career. She's been in the league since 2019, but this level of visibility, this is new. This version of Sophie Cunningham, the marketable version, the media-friendly version, the brand-aware version, that's something that has really taken off recently. And a big part of that is context. She's not the number one option on her team. She's not the superstar that people are buying tickets specifically to see. But she's in the ecosystem. She's in the spotlight. She's part of a team that gets attention. And that matters more than people realize. Because in sports, especially team sports, proximity to star power can elevate everyone around you. We've seen this shit in the NBA for years. Role players on big teams or teams with massive stars, but instead of trying to force something that isn't there, she's optimizing everything around it. She's building income streams off the court, endorsements, media, appearances, and that gives her flexibility. So when you look at free agency and you see a situation where maybe another team could offer her, let's say, $700 to $750K, and the Fever offers something like $500K, most people assume she'd chase the bigger number, but that's not always how it works. Because if staying in Indiana helps her maintain visibility, maintain partnerships, maintain media access, and continue growing her brand, then that pay cut might actually be the more profitable decision long term. That's the key point here. It's not just about salary, it's about total earnings. And honestly, Sophie Cunningham looks like someone who fully understands that equation. Now, when you compare that to other players on the roster, it gets even more interesting. You've got players like Lexi Hull, who's launching her own makeup brand. That's another example of someone thinking beyond just basketball income. These players are starting to think like entrepreneurs. They're not just athletes anymore. They're brands, businesses, platforms. And in that kind of environment, stability matters. Being in a familiar market with consistent exposure, with a fan base that already knows you, that can be more valuable than jumping to a new team for a slightly bigger contract but less visibility. Now, let's talk about the market itself for a second. The WNBA still doesn't have a ton of role player money. That's just the reality. The salary cap structure doesn't allow for massive overpayments for non-star players unless it's a very specific situation, like an expansion team trying to build a roster quickly. And yeah, maybe in a different scenario, Sophie could have benefited from that. Maybe an expansion team looks at her and says, "We need a solid, experienced wing. Let's pay her big." But even that becomes complicated when bigger names are available. Because if teams have access to higher tier players, third stars, borderline all-stars, they're going to prioritize those players over someone like Sophie Cunningham. That's just how roster building works. So suddenly, that market for her isn't as inflated as people might think. And that brings everything back to Indiana. The Fever know her value. They understand her role. They understand what she brings, not just on the court, but in the locker room and in the broader team ecosystem. And more importantly, they likely understand that she's someone who fits their current trajectory.
That's it.
This is probably one of the most empowering things that I have done ever. You can be beautiful, but you can also be strong.
We show what it is to sacrifice, what it is to work hard, to achieve your dream.
I truly do think, go kick ass out on the court, and then go kick ass out in the real world being a woman who is strong, who is powerful, and who has the mindset that she can do anything.
Hey, it's Nafisa Collier.
Hi everybody, I'm Sophie Cunningham.
My name is Melissa Jefferson Wooden, and we're here in Fort Myers shooting for Sports Illustrated Swimsuit in 2026.
We're cooking!
We have arrived here at our first location for the first shoot. Come with us.
Oh, that's great.
Sophie, and welcome to my crib.
All right, we're definitely going to the water.
She's the fastest one in the world, but she's also the hottest.
This is what SI is all about, right? Empowering the female body. So that's what we're doing.
So when you factor everything in, the off-court earnings, the brand growth, the market limitations, the team fit, it just makes sense. It really does. Could she leave? Sure, free agency is unpredictable. But based on everything we're seeing right now, it feels unlikely. It feels like one of those situations where all the incentives are quietly pushing in the same direction. And unless something unexpected happens, like a team massively overpaying or offering her a completely different role, it's hard to see her walking away from a situation that's clearly working for her. So yeah, overall, if you're asking me, I think Sophie Cunningham staying with the Indiana Fever is the most logical outcome here. Not just from a basketball standpoint, but from a business standpoint, a branding standpoint, and a long-term career standpoint. So yeah, some people get mad at Sophie for all of these opportunities by playing in Indiana, but why the hell not? These opportunities are coming her way now because she got more exposure. Sophie is still Sophie. She's not getting these opportunities because she plays with Caitlin Clark. She might be getting noticed because she plays with Caitlin Clark, but then actually getting this is about Sophie Cunningham, right? Just like that point with the USA Network thing. That may have come about because Sophie's profile is higher because of playing with Caitlin Clark, but she got it because she's already had media experience and has done well. She is a well-spoken individual in that way. I don't think she should do the job, but I'm just saying she is well-spoken in that way. So congrats, I guess, to Sophie Cunningham. I'm a little worried about the network stuff. I don't know if that's really the way to go during the season, but it is what it is at this point. But anyway, that's just my take on it. Let me know what you guys think down below. Do you think she stays, or do you think there's a surprise move coming? And yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you all in the next one.